Hey viewers, time for another mod battle, one on AA12 shotgun mods. Why? Because this weapon is cool as hell, that's why. No other reasons needed. There's a handful of mods that add one to Fallout 4, they're on screen now, and you probably only want to use one of them, so which is the best? Well, it should come as no surprise, the strongest option is the recently released Assault Shotgun Prototype AA12 mod, which has the fewest issues overall. However, some may dislike that it's modeled after a prototype from the 1970s rather than the final design. The only other decent option would be the Modern Warfare JAK-12 Remastered, which has significantly better animations and supports tactical reload, but it doesn't work in power armor and has no leveled list integration. But if you don't care about any of that, it's an okay choice. Those are my recommendations, and now, in the spirit of fairness and spirit of wasting everyone's time, let's take a look at all these mods in detail. First up, we've got my recommended mod, the Assault Shotgun Prototype AA12 Commonwealth Weaponry Expansion. This weapon has leveled list injection. You can find it on vendors, gunners, Brotherhood soldiers, raider bosses, and on the trappers in Far Harbor. It starts spawning at level 18. Additionally, it has three unique variants. One is the Bandit Blaster, which can be looted from the boss chest at DB Technical High School. For whatever reason, there are two of them there, one above the boss chest and one inside it. The other two uniques need to be purchased. Adam's Might can be bought from Kane inside the Nucleus, and Burning Rubber can be bought from Blue Jay at the Adam Cat's garage. It appears to be a very makeshift weapon since it's based on a prototype, and people might like or dislike that. I think it fits the post-apocalypse quite well. Undeniably, the 2K textures look incredibly detailed, so in terms of appearance, there's little to complain about. There's custom first-person animations from War Daddy, which are very good, and in third person we get submachine gun animations. There's no problems in power armor. There is, however, a minor sound bug with this gun. You hear footsteps whenever you equip or holster it or aim down its sights. This issue is more audible in power armor, but it happens outside power armor too. There's also a kill move problem. Human enemies usually aren't instantly killed by bashing finishers, instead taking the same damage as a normal attack. As always, I'd recommend the mod no grabs or kill moves to fix this problem, since it seems to crop up in a lot of weapon mods. At least the gun has working mod calls. Enemies will carry this shotgun in a variety of random configurations. As for balance, this assault shotgun effectively makes the vanilla combat shotgun obsolete. It does the same damage while firing way faster, it weighs less, it has a longer range, the same action point cost, and recoil is very mild, even without a stock. The only advantage the combat shotgun has is a slightly faster reload, but you won't be needing to reload very often in the middle of combat with a drum mag fed AA12. It's semi-auto only, unlike the combat shotgun, but you can spam click to fire extremely rapidly. The effective DPS is insane. Still, arguably this AA12 is the least OP of any on the list today. For attachments, there's 6 receivers, 3 barrels, 5 stocks, 5 magazines, with slightly different reload animations for drum versus stick mags, 6 sights, 7 muzzle devices, 9 ammo types, and 3 skins. The unique Adam's Might has its own special gamma receiver, and the other uniques have their own skins as well. Overall, there's a large enough assortment of attachments. Unless its minor animation quirks turn you off, or you refuse to use weapons without a tactical reload patch, I don't see how anyone could dislike this mod. It's solid. In total contrast, second we have the AA12MX shotgun, which is completely horrible. This shotgun has to be one of the worst looking models I have ever seen. The smoothing groups are broken, giving the gun a mostly flat shaded appearance. There's holes in the geometry and overlapping geometry, and it doesn't look much like an actual AA12. The model is repulsive, but its textures are somehow even worse, with a gross camouflage pattern placed over the entire model with zero regard for UV stretching. The scratches on the barrel look like they were added using Microsoft's Paint. I can forgive not having attachments. Yeah, there's no attachments for this gun, since this was released before the creation kit, but the weapon's appearance is so awful it should automatically preclude anyone from giving it the time of day. Beyond that, I don't want to insult this mod too much. Owing to its age, it's added to leveled lists manually. It appears on gunners, raiders, and bosses in general, starting from level 20. There's understandably no custom animations, we get submachine gun animations instead. The balancing isn't completely terrible, the weapon doesn't do much more damage than the combat shotgun. Oddly, it fires one projectile at a time. Maybe it's supposed to be firing slugs. It can be hard to aim since the sights are strangely aligned. The bullet goes to the top left of the aiming sight or whatever it is, instead of in the middle. Anyways, I don't want to dwell on this mod for too long. Obviously it's terrible, so let's move on to something way better, the Modern Warfare JAK-12 Remastered. It's a fairly large mod with a lot of loose files, so you may want to pack them into a BA2. This mod has no unique variants or leveled list integration. You can only get it from a chemistry station. On the positive side, it's an incredible looking model ported from Call of Duty with some beautiful 2K textures, and Infinity Ward's animations have been ported as well, for both first and third person. I greatly prefer them compared to War Daddy's animations used in the other AA12 mods, and they've got tactical reload support too. Unfortunately, the weapon is simply non-functional in power armor. You can't equip it at all, not in first or third person. That's a bit of a disappointment. Balance is way out of whack. This gun will annihilate anything in your path. It has a forgiving side-to-side recoil pattern that makes sweeping rooms a breeze, and some ridiculous range for a video game shotgun. Damage and fire rate are also sky high. There is an add-on called Randomized JAK-12 Remastered that makes the weapon do slightly less damage beyond its effective range, and it also adds mod coals. But since this add-on doesn't add the JAK-12 to leveled lists, it's really not worth downloading. As for attachments, there's an incredible 8 receivers, 4 stocks, 4 pistol grips, 21 optics, 4 ammo types, 4 barrels, 27 foregrips, 8 muzzle devices, 4 magazines, 3 laser sights, and a sleight of hand perk. So yeah, plenty of options. While I personally wouldn't use this mod, I can completely understand why someone would. If appearances trump practical usability for you, this one might be the winner. Fourth up, we have the AA12 Shotgun. This is another mod composed of loose files, so it might be worth BA2ing if you care to. It has no unique variants, but besides the AA12, it adds 2 melee weapons, a combat machete and dagger shvagolem. I don't know how to pronounce that. All 3 weapons have been integrated into leveled lists manually, which is uncharacteristic for a 2020 mod. You can start finding the AA12 at level 17. It's on vendors, raiders, gunners, and even super mutants. As for the machete and dagger, they start appearing at level 1 and 5 respectively. Mod coals have been set up, so the weapons will spawn with random attachments. Both melee weapons have 3 attachments each, and they seem quite overpowered, having the highest damage in the medium and fast attack categories. But I didn't exactly test them out too much. They're really nothing special, just a forgettable bonus. As for the AA12 itself, it has a good-looking model with reasonably attractive 2K textures. Animations are the exact same War Daddy animations as mod number 1, so you get those in first person and submachine gun animations in third person. Just like our first mod, it has the same footsteps quirk whenever you equip or holster the weapon or aim down its sights. There's also a bashing issue, although it's slightly different from the Prototype AA12s. Bashing animations are usually desynchronized, yet the targeted enemy will almost always still die. For attachments, there's 15 receivers, 3 barrels, 3 stocks, 6 magazines, 10 scopes, 6 muzzle devices, buckshot or slugs, a laser sight, 2 flashlights, and 11 camouflage patterns. It's a decent selection. There's more skins in this mod than any other. Some might appreciate that. Balancing is once more on the overpowered side, although it's not quite as powerful as the JAK-12. It actually has a reasonably short range for a shotgun, which limits its usefulness, and while its DPS is crazy, there's a good amount of recoil to contend with. Ultimately, it's about as well balanced as my recommended mod, the Prototype AA12. Stupidly, the AA12's plugin edits shotgun shells, copying the vanilla record by mistake. That means it will conflict with most ammo overhauls like munitions or caliber complex, unless you delete this identical record or load the AA12 above your choice of ammo overhaul. There's an add-on for the AA12 called Actually Viable AA12 Shotgun that removes this dirty edit and replaces the manual leveled list injection with a scripted method using leveled item framework. It also allows you to craft the AA12 at a cooking station. Unfortunately, it also lowers the weapon's recoil and increases its range, making it even more overpowered. And it doesn't work with the mod's tactical reload patch. Ultimately, I can't recommend this mod over the Prototype AA12, which beats it in pretty much every way. Fifth, and finally, just for the sake of completeness, we have the AA12 from Modern Firearms. Like all Modern Firearms weapons, it's injected into leveled lists via script. I'm not exactly sure where you can find it, but you'll have to wait until level 40 before it starts spawning. It has mod coals, so you'll find plenty of random variants on enemies. It has a pretty decent looking appearance. The model seems reasonably faithful to the actual gun. Textures are a bit blurry, but they get the job done. It has the same War Daddy animations as our last mod, and thus it has the same footsteps issue. However, I didn't have any kill move problems with this one, so at least that's in working order. The sounds are a bit loud, but again, that's Modern Firearms for you. It's also super overpowered compared to anything from vanilla. It has a very low AP cost, does 4 times as much damage as a combat shotgun, and has ridiculous range, even when using buckshot. That's just how Modern Firearms is, though. The number of attachments is surprisingly low. 2 frames, 3 barrels, 5 chokes, full and semi-automatic fire modes, a box or drum mag, and 9 ammo types. That's it. Modern Firearms is not a high-quality weapon pack, and it's certainly not worth downloading for this AA12. But anyways, that'll be all for today. This was kind of a short video, more of a mini mod battle, but whatever. I'm sure you still found it useful. I'll try to crap out something better next time around, so until then, toodles!